This is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be the most controversial video I've ever made. So recently somebody asked me if I could rank every Rainbow High doll ever made. That's insane, and that'll take me 5 hours. But instead, I'm gonna do a top 10 list of my top 10 Rainbow High dolls. I feel like that's fair. Let's get into it. This was really difficult, honestly. This is a really difficult decision between, there's like 100 and something Rainbow High dolls at this point if you're including Junior High and Shadow High, which I am. Number 10 on the list is going to be, is that really number 10? That's wrong, but I'm so unprepared. Who's 9? 10, 11, 12. There's 12 dolls here. What the fuck's going on? All right, we're gonna get into this because I think this is right. Number 10 is Delilah. This is probably a really controversial placement for Delilah. I think Delilah is maybe one of the most popular Rainbow High dolls that has ever been created. She is really, really cute. She originally made it higher on the list, but I ended up knocking her down for some reason. I ended up knocking her down quite a bit. So how did that happen? I'm not exactly sure, but this is Delilah. To be honest, my favorite thing about Delilah is how long her hair is. So her hair is washed. I think when you buy her, her hair comes like in tighter curls. I washed the gel out and didn't really do much restyling. I just kind of left it as is. But I just love how long and flowy her hair is. I also love her glasses, her white eyelashes, which are really cool. She's just gorgeous. She's just so gorgeous. She's also one of the only albino like characters I've ever seen in a doll line, like at all. People are gonna fight me over this one. Okay, number 9 is gonna be Victoria. Now, I need to explain myself really quickly. Victoria probably should be a little bit higher on the list, but to be honest, I made this list before Victoria came out. So then I was revising it and just trying to add her in because she is definitely one of my top 10, if only just because she has full body paint. But I didn't really want to put her too high because I don't really have an emotional attachment to her at all yet because she's so new. So she is my number 9 right now. She'll probably work her way up the list as time goes on. She's just a great doll. She's just a great doll. I think that pretty much in general, a lot of people really like her. I really like her. I like that she has a more natural hair color. I like that they painted the freckles all over her entire body. She's just great. She's just great. I mean, I have very few, if any, critiques of her. She's just a really cool doll. There's also multiple variants of her from what I've heard. I have not seen her in stores yet. I ordered mine online, so when she does show up in stores, I might try to get a variant of her. There's a variant, I believe, with darker eyebrows, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I want to state right here, right now, I'm not factoring in all of the additional outfits. I know that some people would rank these newer Rainbow High dolls lower just solely because they only come with one outfit. I'm not going to factor that in. I'm just going to judge the doll itself with the outfit I have them on right now. So that puts her at the number 9 spot. And I think that that's fair. I don't think it's fair to penalize some of the newer dolls just because they don't have another outfit. Lily Chang is going to be my number 8 on this list. And the reason I almost cut her is because, to be honest, I was really excited about this doll, and as time has gone on, I don't know if I love her as much as I used to, and I don't really have any specific reason for that. I feel like that's just the way that it goes. It's like sometimes you really like a doll when you first get it, and then over time you don't really like her as much. There was a time where Lily Chang probably would have been in my number 1 spot, and as you can see, she's fallen down to like number 8. I almost even took her off the list entirely, but she is a great doll. I mean, I cannot dispute the fact that she's a great doll. I don't know, I guess I just don't connect with her as much as I used to. I'm not really sure what happened, but she is really cool. She has a lot of really cool details. She also has 2 distinctly really cool outfits. This, I believe, is her second outfit. I do have 2 of her. I do also keep 1 in the box because I liked her so much when she first released. I don't know. I don't know why I don't connect with her as much as I used to, but I still do love her. She's so beautiful. Number 7, Natasha Zima. So Natasha is... It's so hard to put her at number 7 because she's so good. She's so good. But she just, I mean, there's so many good Rainbow High dolls now. It's so hard to judge and pick out like a top 10 because there's so many great ones. Like there are so many dolls. I was going to do a list of honorable mentions, but there are so many that I wanted to honorably mention that it just didn't even make any sense. I was like, this is a whole nother top 10 list. But anyway, so she right now, I have her in my number 7 spot. That feels low for Natasha. I really love Natasha. Her color palette is so gorgeous. Really cool doll. She has a couple really cool outfits. Really, really great. Also, the thing that's great about Natasha, which this is true of a couple of the Shadow High dolls, but since she's completely achromatic, she can basically wear any outfit and still look incredible. She's really messing up my color balance. She's so pale. But yeah, Natasha is going to be my number 7 spot. Number 6 is going to be Chanel. So Chanel and Natasha, I almost had them tied. I was almost going to tie them, but the one element of Chanel that actually pushed her over Natasha for me is I do love her dress. I've always loved this dress. I loved this dress from the second I saw it in the promo images. It's still, to this day, I think is one of the better rainbow high dresses they've ever done. It's just a really cool dress. And also, I think she has the same kind of situation as Natasha, where you can literally put any outfit on Chanel and she'll look gorgeous. So she's just a great doll in general. I think Chanel and Natasha are probably 2 of the best, I mean, definitely, because this is my top 10 list, definitely 2 of the best Shadow High dolls, in my opinion, that they have released so far. They're just both really, really great. This top 10 list is missing so many great dolls, and I feel like people are gonna be angry. I feel people are gonna be angry with some of the dolls that I didn't include here. So number 5, this is not a doll that I feel like a lot of people talk about too often, but I love the Rainbow Divas. So I honestly, if I was gonna like make a genuine top 10 list, probably all 3 of them should be here, but that felt kind of unfair to like pack in all 3 of them. So I just love, and she's my favorite of the 3 if I had to pick one. Her hair is still like kind of box hair, but her hair is actually not too bad for considering I never did anything to it. But yeah, I just love her. I love the Rainbow Divas. I think they're great. I think they were really underrated a little bit. I love dolls and gowns. So these are maybe the only Rainbow High dolls thus far that have truly had gowns. I also love that they actually horsehaired their gowns. So you can kind of see if you look at the hem, there's like a really thin horsehair in there, which basically just gives the hem like a little extra structure. Just to clarify, if you don't know what horsehair is, it's not literally horsehair. They just call it that because ye old timey times it used to be, but it's basically just like a plastic structure that they put in there. I just love her. I love any doll in a gown. Rainbow Divas, great. I love them. I literally have no critiques. I thought they were all great. All right, this one's a bit of a cop-out, but I couldn't decide how to do them, so I had to include both of them. This is gonna be my number 4. It's gonna be both of the Storm Twins. I think that's kind of cheating because they are 2 dolls, but considering they come in a pack together, I think it's only fair to consider them 1 doll. I mean, maybe that's wrong. But I just couldn't split them up. I mean, I could have just split them up and been like, and taken up 2 spots, but that felt silly. I love so much the Storm Twins. I think the Storm Twins as a duo is maybe the best thing that Shadow High has produced. Probably, actually, yeah. Her hair is very staticky. Probably my 2 favorite Shadow High dolls. I just feel like the Storm Twins, they so perfectly embody what Shadow High should be, in my opinion, which is sort of like this sort of gothy, alternative kind of vibe that really was supposed to be competing with Monster High. I mean, truthfully, is that not what Shadow High's purpose was to be a direct competitor to Monster High? They literally pumped out Shadow High like the shortly after Monster High G3 was announced, and it seemed like a pretty direct attack on Monster High. So I don't know, I feel like it's like if you're gonna compete with Monster High, you got to give us gothy fashion, and I feel like these 2 really, really do. And Shadow High mostly does, but sometimes they don't. Veronica and Veronica, one of them's Veronica, right? And then what's the other one? Jessie?
To protect the world from devastation.
That's not right. I don't remember both of their names, but they're both very gorgeous. I think this one's Veronica. I'm probably wrong. Either way, I love them. We're into the top 3 now. Number 3, Costume Ball Robin. This one was tough. It was tough to figure out where she placed. She's one of my favorites. To be completely honest, if I had to say, like, when I look at my Rainbow High wall I have over here, like, who draws my attention the most, it's probably Robin. Robin, I think, has such a striking color palette. It's so gorgeous. To be honest, both Robins should really be here in this list because I think they're both 2 of my favorite Rainbow High dolls, but it felt weird to put 2 of the same exact character, so I just put just the Costume Ball because I do like her a little bit better. But the original Robin is also so gorgeous and stunning, so either way, incredible. I mean, incredible. I have no complaints, Is mine f***ed up? Today I went to Walmart. I went to 2 different Walmarts to try to buy a double of Robin, and I looked through probably 10 to 20 Robins. Every single one of them had a up face. Like literally every one of them. I am not joking. I went to 2 different Walmarts. I even like reached up to the top shelf where you're not supposed to and pulled down all the Shadow High or the Rainbow High and Shadow High dolls to see if I could find a single Robin without a up face, and every single one had a wonky eye. So I feel like mine's actually not half bad. I was a little scared because I don't remember her having a wonky eye, and I don't really think she does, but like they were like wonky. I couldn't in good conscience pay like, what are these, like $40 almost for one with as wonky of an eye as every single one there had. So I don't know what that's about. I had to include her in some capacity, and this only made sense. Number 2 is gonna be Costume Ball Bella. Honestly, there would probably be multiple Bellas in this top 10 list if I was doing multiples of the same character, but I decided not to because I didn't want to make like a whole list of Robin and Bella. But Bella, I think, is one of the best Rainbow High characters. I just love her so much. Just like Robin, she's one of my favorites. I love her color palette. I love everything about Bella. I love that in the show she has like a public nervous breakdown.
You're excused.
Bella!
And then Violet films it.
I can't believe this is happening.
It's the Vi Life, bringing you the real scoop on Rainbow High.
And then it becomes like a viral meme, and then everybody like makes fun of her for having like a nervous breakdown publicly. It's just like, everything about Bella is just wild. Now, why did I pick Costume Ball? Because honestly, she's probably my favorite. It's really hard to pick. I like all of the Bellas, so it took me a while to pick which one was my favorite. To be honest, she was kind of almost tied with Pacific Coast Bella. I think Pacific Coast Bella has my favorite face for Bella, but I just love this outfit. I mean, and I also love her nails. I mean, come on. Now, come on now. It's just the best nails by far. But yeah, Costume Ball Bella, she's kind of a standout. I really like her a lot. I think she was one of the best of the Costume Ball dolls, obviously being in second place. I don't love her shoes, but that's forgivable. But I just love the outfit. I love the concept of like a pink witch. I just think it's really cute. I mean, she's great. Her hair has tinsel in it, which honestly, that alone should have knocked her down under Pacific Coast Bella, but I don't know. I have to do this because honestly, so I made this list originally before the new series of Rainbow High had come out, and my original number 10 was going to be Jewel Richie. So she's going to be in here as an honorable mention. I love Jewel Richie. I think she's one of the most interesting Rainbow High dolls they've ever done. I love that they included the vitiligo all over her body. That attention to detail is the kind of stuff I love from Rainbow High. It's why I love Rainbow High as a doll line, because most doll lines wouldn't even consider to do such a thing. The only doll lines that do anything similar are Barbie Fashionistas, and Barbie Fashionistas are kind of in like a lower tier of price point, so you get so much out of a Rainbow High, and they also add that level of diversity. It's really cool, it's really interesting. And it's also just great. It's just great representation. I love it so much. It also just looks really good. So it's like, it's a win-win-win. She just, unfortunately, she didn't make the cut anymore because Victoria came out, and Victoria kind of knocked her down a little bit. Just the tiniest bit. She got knocked off the list. So I felt kind of bad about it. So I still wanted to include her because she was originally supposed to be in this top 10 list. So she'll be our one honorable mention. If I went through all my honorable mentions, honestly though, this would be like another $20. Finally, my number 1 spot. This is my absolute favorite Rainbow High doll. This is probably going to be confusing, shocking, and alarming to some people, but my absolute favorite Rainbow High doll is actually Daphne Minton from Series 3. Probably more than anything, more of like a personal attachment. So Daphne Minton was actually, if I remember correctly, the first Rainbow High doll that I ever purchased. When this series first came out, I saw her in like a Best Buy or something random, and I was so shocked by how gorgeous she was. Like, I had seen Rainbow High dolls before, and I just wasn't really that like in love with them, but I just couldn't believe how beautiful she was. I couldn't believe how beautiful this doll was in a Playline doll. And honestly, she's a big part of the reason that I started collecting dolls again. She's definitely a big part of the reason that I'm now a big Playline doll collector. She's so gorgeous. I mean, oh, she's just, I mean, her face. She, to this day, I think has probably my favorite Rainbow High face mold. It's hard to judge because there's so many like slight variations of Rainbow High face molds, but I know that this face mold has been reused a lot in some other really popular dolls. So Daphne Minton is my favorite Rainbow High doll. So that was my top 10 Rainbow High dolls. So I heard you like doll videos, so why don't you check out this video over here? Because there's dolls in it, and clearly you like that because you're here right now watching this doll video. So maybe you should watch that one.